Namaskar. Drugs, Dregs, and Dawood. The three are intertwined. Unfortunately for India, they continue to elude the clutches of law. Let's take a quick look at what has been happening in and around Bollywood in the last 2-3 years. So I'm going to use an infographic and I'm going to talk to that. So stay tuned. Let's take a look at some timelines or chronology, as the Indian politicians like to say. So first thing that happened was Disha Salian was killed, I think around 7th or 6th of June. She was thrown from a apartment complex and she fell down, and that has been hushed up. Then what happened was she was managing 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙦 Rajput's career, and he was killed on the 14th of June 2020. And the reason given was that he had committed suicide, but nobody bought it. So there was a lot of pressure brought on to try and make sure that justice was served to 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙦 Rajput. And on August 19th, 2020, the case was handed over to CBI. Unfortunately, much of the evidence had been scraped clean, so we don't know what is going to happen to that case. So we'll just park that case for a minute and let's take a look at something else that happened. August 19th, the CBI gets the case and investigations start. Now, this has some connection, in my opinion, to the Farmers' Bill and the protests that started in Punjab. And I'll tell you in just one moment. So let's take a look at the next thing that happened. On September 17, 2020, the three farmer bills were passed in Lok Sabha and they were passed in Rajya Sabha 3 days later. Then what happens? Interesting. On 26th of September, Akalis withdraw from the NDA and they also withdraw support for the Farm Bill. What happened between the 20th and the 26th? Is it possible that the CBI was narrowing in on the role of drug chain through Punjab? And for the longest time, Akalis were in power, and it is believed that they were getting a cut of every drug mule that was crossing into India. This is something that CBI might know. They may be already investigating, because the two are connected. Why would a party which just helped pass the bill reverse course in 4 days and then say, no, we are not only withdrawing our support to the Farmers' Bill, we are also leaving the alliance? And then you saw what happened. The farmers' protest started, and this was basically a way to try and assert themselves and to try and make sure that the investigation into the main case, which was that of 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙦 Rajput, would not go far. This is again my read. The two could be entirely unconnected, but those of you who think that I'm having a conspiracy theory, all I want to tell you is wait, there is something that is going to happen. But when Mr. Amit Shah is going to unveil his cards, to me, he always looks like he's playing chess games with 10 people simultaneously. And we have to wait and see when that plays out. Now, next thing. On October 3, 2021, it's about a year later, the CBI just takes the case of SSR and goes into cold storage. I'll come to that in just 1 minute. On October 3rd, 2021, Aryan Khan, the son of Shah Rukh Khan, is arrested along with 2 others by NCB in a rave party for possession of drugs. Right? Now, on 27th May, that is yesterday, the Home Ministry orders action against the NCB, the guy who arrested them, 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙦, for shoddy investigation, no proof, no evidence. That was what was told. So is that true? We all know, you look at the pictures of Aryan Khan, he looks drugged. Well, whatever it is, did not find him guilty and he is out. What were the possible reasons why this case fizzled out? I can think of a few. There was media hype and BJP support to 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙦 just because he arrested Aryan Khan. Oh my goodness, this guy has the testicular gravitas to arrest the son of King Khan. And they supported him fully. But as this thing went, I'm sure there were some problems. Now, why does this government rely so much on babus, especially bent babus, with whom you can never really get to the bottom of the truth? We don't know. So that was one other reason probably why this case was not very strong. How much of Aryan Khan being freed happened to be because of political influence, because King Khan, Dawood, the big network, if they were instrumental in making sure that this case doesn't stand. Because remember, anytime there is a drug bust, the thing goes back all the way to Pakistan. I think I've told you in a previous hangout that opium is grown in Afghanistan, but it is purified and readied for export in Pakistan. And from Pakistan, mule trade start, mule routes start. People go, some goes from the sea, some goes across the land, some even crosses India all the way, goes to northeast and goes further into southeast. But the problem that stays is that there is a definite Punjab connection. Punjab is a place where the land is more or less flat and it's easy to smuggle. Border is very porous. It's also corrupt officers, what have you. I mean, we don't have to look at all that stuff, but the drugs bust that had happened during the rave party, as well as the incidents of all the drug usage by Bollywood stars during the SSR investigation. Remember that photograph we saw where Malaika Arora is standing, and then you have all these big heroes sitting. One of them is actually, wiping his nose after taking the shot of morphine or whatever it was, opium. I have no idea. I don't do any of that stuff, so I can't tell you with any authenticity what is it that they were inhaling. But you see the point that there was a definite drug connection. In fact, it is still there. And why is it that after so much being written and talked about, that the SSR case is still in cold storage? What is the Central Bureau of Investigation doing about it? In fact, there was a plea admitted in the Supreme Court 4 days ago, rapping the CBI for its inaction in solving the Sushant Singh Rajput case. When will Sushant get justice? It's a question on everyone's lips. I'm sure the nation wants to know. Heck, I would say the world wants to know. This was a promising career that got cut, and it's probably because he didn't toe the line of Dawood. We don't know that for sure. Only a proper, complete investigation will reveal this. I'm also hearing a few other things happening in and around Bollywood, and a sustained effort to clean up the way the movies are being financed. Again, wait till you hear more information. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to click on the bell button for notifications. If you think that this hangout was useful, please donate using the Super Friend button. Thank you very much. Namaskar.